Hey everybody, this is Mike Young, a digitalnomad.net. I am back here at the Tesla Superchargers to talk about the supercharger apocalypse and what happened with that. Right now it's first week of October 2020, and if you guys have been watching my channel for a number of years, and we started it near the end of 2016, so we've been around for about 4 years already. And back in the early days, when there's only Model S and X to buy, before Model 3 came along, there was a lot of talk about the supercharger apocalypse and what was going to happen because, there were a decent amount of Teslas on the road. No, they were nowhere near everywhere at that point in time. And there were superchargers, but not many. And there still aren't a huge number of superchargers in relation to like gasoline pumps or something like that. But back then, there was enough for the S and X. And everyone was thinking, well, as soon as they release the mass market 3, there's going to be what's called the supercharger apocalypse. And there's going to be Teslas all over the place and waiting and giant lines for superchargers everywhere. And I, as you guys may know, don't have a home supercharger, or not supercharger, just a home charger at all. So the only charging that I do is superchargers, like supercharger exclusive. So I was a little bit concerned, more than a little bit concerned. I was very concerned. But let me tell you, I'm here to report that the supercharger apocalypse has never happened. The predictions that people made that it was going to happen were completely wrong, totally off base. There's all kinds of predictions of the future and what's going to happen. And this one was just, made out of fear, and it just never developed. And thankfully, hopefully, never will. And if you've looked at a supercharger map now, you'll know that before the Model 3 was launched, which was about the summer of 2018, a little over 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, there were probably 1/3 the number of superchargers that are out there now. When I say chargers, I mean stations, locations. Each location, if you guys don't know, has multiple. Like you see the one behind me, I don't know, it's got like 10 chargers, right? It's just one location. It's one dot on your screen in your Tesla. And if you're in a Tesla, it tells you where they are. You don't have to think about it. But if you already have a Tesla, you know that. So there were probably like 1/3 the number of dots on your screen, or even less in some cases, than there are now. And I'd say that once the Model 3 launched, right around the ramping up of the Model 3 production, they ramped up supercharger production. So what happened? They doubled the number of superchargers that were available right away. And I did see a big increase in traffic at the superchargers, but it didn't last long, because once they got all those other ones up online, it was no problem. And then again, it seems like they doubled almost again since that time. So when I look at my map, like in certain areas metropolitan areas where I would have seen like 2 superchargers, back in early 2018, now I'm seeing like 10. I mean, it's crazy the difference. There used to be just enough chargers so that you could make long distance trips, and if one station had all the things down, which has never happened, usually maybe one goes down and one's not working at a supercharger location, then you wouldn't be able to make it. But now there's so many to choose from, it's crazy. I mean, you can't stop at them all. They're everywhere. So anyway, basically, in summary, I'm just very, very thankful that it never happened. And I think that the actuaries over there at Tesla have been doing a really good job, because, as you may or may not know, Teslas are not compatible with other electric cars are not compatible with Tesla chargers. So only Teslas can use Tesla chargers. Tesla cars can use other manufacturers' chargers, but at what speed, we don't know. I mean, supercharger, as the name kind of hints at, it talks about a very, very high speed of charging, the highest speed that any Tesla can do. So anytime you go to somebody else's charger, you're not going to be able to achieve those speeds. You might come close on some of them from like Electrify America, if they're working, or if they're not being rebuilt, because their network is anything but complete right now. As I'm making this in the second week of October, they just shut down most of the East Coast last month. So it's anything but reliable, anything but complete. And even if you do find other chargers, which you can find on the ChargePoint app, I use I think, is it ChargePoint? No, actually ChargePoint is a type of, I can't even remember the app that I'm using. But anyway, I'm on there. I'm constantly looking at chargers, and I used to seek out other chargers besides Teslas, but they're so slow. Like a level 2 charger is so slow. It might give you, maybe 20 amps of power going in there. It's it's bad. You know, it will take you an entire day or half a day to charge your car. So I don't even bother with that anymore. So, you know, Teslas can accept chargers for those, but again, only Tesla vehicles can stop at Tesla Superchargers. So Tesla doesn't have to worry about anybody else trying to charge their electric vehicles. Tesla knows how many cars are out there in the fleet. They know what the needs are. They're constantly analyzing the numbers, and I have faith that into the future they constantly will continue to analyze these numbers and automatically, initiate construction on new sites in certain areas where they're seeing high usage, so that people don't have to wait. I think I may have had to wait one time, and if I did, it was only for like a minute ever. And I have supercharged, I think, at least 1,600 times now, according to my app that I use. And I'm guessing I'm probably the person that has supercharged the most on any one specific Tesla, and maybe even fast charged the most on any one specific electric car at this point in time. And my battery's got 140,000 miles. It has lost probably about 10% of its range, and it's starting to lose it on the low end too, where you can't tell, you're guessing, because it doesn't know where zero is anymore. But that's a subject for a whole other video. But at least this part of range anxiety is not an issue. You know, the supercharger apocalypse, I don't worry. I don't think about whether I'm going to be able to charge or not. When I get to a stop, I'm always able to charge. And what's been your opinion or your experience on this? If you're a Tesla owner, please comment here in the video, wherever you're watching it. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. Pass this along to others. Tag friends who have experiences that you can talk about here by leaving me comments in the video here. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel too if you're watching it there. And it is adigitalnomad.net, adigitalnomad.net. That's the name of the YouTube channel. My name is Mike Young, and I will be giving more reports like this into the future. Signing off now after over 3.5 years and 140,000 miles, and no problems with Tesla Superchargers. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.